Okay. This is the second video. I hope these are working. I already did this video once, and now I'm doing it all over again because I messed up a couple of spots, and I don't know what the easiest way is. This is a pretty complicated file structure. I should have started on something simpler and shown you that way, but this seems to be the aircraft that you spend the most time on. Anyways, what I would do at this point in time is I would go through this aircraft and I would select each individual part. The fuselage, which here seems to be the whole fuselage, and then you got the tail section. Yeah, well, you got all the rivets and stuff, and then you got your tail piece, the horizontal stabilizer, each wing separately, and then the rivets are separate. The pipe seems to be part of the fuselage. The spinners, there's two spinners here, still, and if you click the right spot, you'll get it to come up. There's the slow. Actually, I think there's three of them. There's a slow, a still, and a blurred. The landing gear and stuff like that, that seems to be separate. Your doors are separate. They're on different plates. But what I would do at this point, I'd want, for my base kit, I want a pure white, ready to go, paint whatever I want to do type thing. So I'd go through each one of these paints. If you click on the fuselage and hit, at this point, Shift H, it hides everything else. So you could just work on the fuselage. I'm just using the middle mouse button and rolling around. Okay. Another key factor, when you're in texture paint, I don't need all this stuff on here. I can use my scroll wheel and I can scroll to this guy right here and I can turn off the UVs so I don't see the UVs. At that point, these two are important right here. Stroke, space, and line is what I use the most, and I'm starting to learn how to use curves. It's a little difficult to learn. It's similar to what you do with curves in Photoshop. Anyways, that's another story, another day. I posted a video about it. Line is self-explanatory. You know, it's you start point and end point, and it covers everything in between. And if you wanted to do that here, you probably could. I could go stroke. I'll go to line, and let's go down here, make sure I'm on white. And if you use your bracket key, your bracket keys, you can make that bigger or smaller. If I make it real big, I push down, go across in a line. It's going to take Blender a bit because there seems to be a lot of stuff going on. It depends on how powerful your computer is as to how long it takes it to get out of this. I might have just messed up the puck here trying to do this all at once. But, and there's no way to get out of this once it starts until it's done painting. And probably another thing is I'm trying to film a movie, so it's trying to decipher all that stuff. I really messed that up. It's not doing anything. Maybe I'm going to have to start over again. It can be cantankerous, and it can take forever because not only is it painting the inside, it's painting the outside and any parts associated with it, like rivets and stuff like that. So, bad day for me, I guess. Yeah, we're locked in because there's so much here that it's got to paint on. It just doesn't want to do it. Plus the fact that I'm filming a video, so I'm just going to escape and get out of this. Control Alt Delete. Close the program. Task Manager. Blender. We're done. Well, maybe I don't have to. See? I was going to close everything down, but it's done. Let me make my... You see what happens sometimes? It happens in this program. Again, I could do this. See how long that takes. I'm just trying to do the bottom. That wasn't too bad. Another thing is, you see how fuzzy the lines are? You can do that with the fall off. You go up here and you click on this little hard edge guy right here and you'll just get solid lines. But I'm not going to use the line tool right now because it is taking so long. I'll go back to the stroke, to the space. And now I can make my brush a little bit smaller here. And I can just paint individual stuff. And it doesn't get so lost. Maybe I can make the brush a little bit bigger and get away with it, since we're not trying to paint so much all at once. And again, I'm just going to do one part here. Get everything on this. Okay. Sorry about that. It's taken so long, but I like to start with a clean slate. There's probably an easier way to do that, and some young person, I'll be almost 70 here pretty soon this summer, anyways, in June, but it works for me. I'm just painting and getting all this stuff white, because I like to start, it's hanging up. A lot of this is to do with the fact that I am filming too. It's slowing things down. And there's a bunch of parts up here on the front that are together that it's trying to paint all at once too. Inside and out. Especially as it has to go inside the fuselage and paint them. Oh, my old fans on my computer are going pretty good. It's struggling along. This is an old computer. It's probably about 6 years old. I do have an i7 in it, and I have a donated 1080 Ti graphics card. It works pretty good. My son-in-law gave me that, and it works for me. I can fly and have fun and so forth and so on. But you get the idea here, I hope. I'm just painting everything white, and I can look over here, scroll up, look, and see what's going on my deal here. I'm missing out on some of the pipe stuff over here. I can see where the pipes are at. There's some stuff over here where I haven't caught the edges. And you go to these plates here and paint on them if you want to. I'm not worried about it. Looks like the doors are in a separate by themselves, so if at this point I'm going to go back to layout. I will hit Alt-H, brings everything back. And if I click on the door, go Shift-H again, and now I just got the door. If I go back to texture paint, I should be able to paint that door up. A little bit on the back maybe. Nope, just I'm missing something. Yeah, I didn't catch it there. Okay. Most of this with Blender is just getting used to moving around in 3D space and doing your painting and stuff. But that looks like that takes care of that door. Alright. And I'll go back to layout. You always got to go back to layout. I'm going to hit Alt-H, bring everything back. Come on. It's got to be in the window when you do it. Let's go to this door. Shift-H. And I'll go back to texture paint and come on. Why are you? Oh, I'm on the back side of it. No wonder. Get all this painting and stuff done. Get all nice and white on that side. Get the bottom of the hinges, top of the hinges. Yeah, it looks like I got my door. Anyways, I'll go back to the layout. Alt-H and bring her back. And it looks like I got the doors. That should take everything care on the fuselage. Alright. Click anywhere off the screen. Looks like the wings are, each wing is separate. And then each of these parts are different. If I click on just the fin itself, and I can go back into the texture paint. So you go back to layout. I want to go Shift H and hide everything. So now I just got the tail. Go back to texture paint. Yeah, you see the tail's got its own plate. There's all the stuff with the tail. I don't know what else is on here. Oh, looks like maybe the ailerons around with it. Maybe the flaps. I don't know. Parts of the wing, other parts of the wing and stuff. Oh yeah, these are all the wing stuff. I remember now, because I tried messing with this once before. Kodiak's not my thing. I'm into other airplanes, but anyway, you get the picture, I think. I'm going to go back to layout. I'm going to Alt-H and bring everything back, and I'm going to click on the fuselage. See, if I go back, you got to go back to texture paint, and if you see, let's see, I'm going to scroll wheel so I can see. Image right here, there's an asterisk. That indicates that I have done something with that file. Okay, so if I go up to File and Save, I don't save that. I save the blend file. And if you saved your blend file right now, that'd mess everything up. So all you want to save is the image file. I'm going to click on the image file, and I'm going to go down here to Save As. I'm going to go to my desktop. I will go to the Kodiak file that I've got on my desktop. And right here, I'm going to set up a new base texture set, not the originals. You don't want to mess with those. I'm going to open up that, and I will leave it the same name, because that's what Blender is going to look for. Save As. Now, I have that file in there. And if I go now, and I return to, let's return to layout. And I haven't done this before. I'm going to try this as an experiment because I don't know what it's going to do. I can explain later. But I'm going to go up here to File. Let's go back to Texture, make sure. Yeah, that's okay. Go to Layout. I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Save. And I'm going to Save As, and I'm going to save my blend file. I have my blend file now, and I'm going to go Save As. Let's name it this time. That way I have the original still. I'm going to name it Kodiak. How about Kodiak EX for experiment? EXP. That should work. Alright. And I'll save. Okay. I'm going to exit, and again, this might not work, so we're going to find out. Save. Alright, I'm going to go to Kodiak, and I'm going to go to this blend set, and I'm going to change the name of that to Blend Set 2. Alright, and we're, like I said, we're going to see what happens here. It might be not so good. Open up Blender. This is my, I saved Kodiak experiment. See what we get. Aha! It's pink. And it worked. Now you see there? What's happening is Blender can't find the file I painted. Also, it's showing me that there's two parts to the fuselage here. So, anyway, what's going to happen now, in order to find that file and bring it back, because I changed the name of that file set. God, I'm glad this worked. I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go down here to where it says External Data, and I'm going to go Find Missing Files. I'm going to direct Blender to the desktop, to the Kodiak set, and I'm going to see that comes up, and I'm going to go Find Missing File. There it is. It's all white. Okay? Why this the back stuff here is, I haven't run into that issue ever before, but I'm running into it now. The reason why I showed you this is I want to end up with, I'm going to go Don't Save. I want to end up with kit like this, where there's my blend files, my original saved base set. This is all the stuff that text editor did for me. Alright, in my blend files, I have my original set, so if I screw something up, I can always bring those back out again. I have paint 1, it's empty. Paint 2, I was working on here was, my paint 2 is where I was working on the yellow black and white set for the NX Cub. Do I have any? No, I don't have anything in paint 3. I messed that up. Go back here again. Paint blank. I did the same thing that I did. I went in and I made everything white, so I would have a blank white set. So if I were to open that up, let's go down here to NX Base Blend. I'm opening up that file. As you can see, everything is pink. And the reason it's so glossy is because I brought in the comp files and the normal files. And that's where this shader tree comes into play. It gets complicated on this thing. It's actually pretty simple, but for a new person to look at it, it's kind of complicated. But because there's a one here for metallic roughness, normal map, and occlusion, and then the base color, that's why this is looking so shiny. Alright, and you can see how I have mine set up a little differently. Anyway, I'm going to go back to layout. And in order to get all these textures, if I go to File, and I go to Extend External Data, and go Find Missing Files. Now, I have a choice at this point. I can go to the original base set, which everything will come up white. Well, that's the way Blender brought in all the files. I've never tried to do this a different way. I don't know if it'll do it or not. Let's look. External data, find missing files. Let's see what happens if I go to, that's the original base set, paint blank, find missing file set. No, it ain't going to do it. I got to close out. So let me close out of here. I'm going to open this again, which is no big deal. Not that way. See, I'm no good at videos. Let's see, NX Cub Basic. Okay, now File and not import, external data, find missing files. If I direct it to the paint blank, which I should have done in the first place, now it should all be white. There it is. That's what I was trying to do with your Kodiak, was make it all white. Now I could go in here and just paint away and do whatever I want to do to this model. And then I could save that all to a new folder. I don't have to mess up this blank paint set. I can save it to another folder and go back in and do the same thing. That's what makes this so versatile. Anyway, if I close this out again, I'm not saving my blend file. If I open it up again and open up, I'll be pink again because I can't find the files. Come down here to the external data, find missing files, go back up. Now let's go to paint 2, and this is my personal paint set that I did. See? Now I can go work on that. And that's how that all works. So I hope that helps. Anyways, how I got to that point was, we'll close out of here. I will open up the Kodiak again. No, I don't want that one. Let's close this out. See what happens. I'll go back to Kodiak. Let's go to the Unblend Untitled. This should be the original Kodiak. Yeah, it is. This is the original Kodiak setup. Yep, we're back to square one. Alright. What I would do at this point if you want this is the easiest way. Instead of sitting here and going through Paint and everything and saving it, you can do that if you want. But if at this point you go over to Texture Point, you don't have to even select anything. Just go over here to Texture Paint. I'm going to make this window wider so we can see what's going on. Right here, this window here, where it shows Kodiak Fuselage Forward. If you hit this check mark right here and open it up, it lists all of the files that Blender downloaded into that file set for you and turned into PNG. See, it says PNG. If you go up here and you start with file number 1, click on it, image, save as. Let's just go to livery 1. And if I save the image to here, and I go back down to the next one, let's go image, save as. It's already on it, so you don't have to just keep going. Save image. Go to here, image, and save as. Boom. We got 3. I might as well just keep on going down the list. I'm going to image. This gets, you can mess yourself up. It's easy to do. Save as. Frost. You get the picture. I'm saving all these things. Once you get done going through that entire list, let's do a couple more. Let's make sure I get the let's get the fuselage forward. Okay, I'm going to go image and I'll go save as. Boom. Let's go here and get the fuselage rear. Okay, I'm going to save the fuselage rear. Image, save. Save as. Boom. Let's see, I got that. That should be enough. Okay, at this point, you've gone through the list. You've saved all those images to that file. Go back to Layout. Go to File now. And go to Save As. And I'm going to save this as a different one again so I don't mess things up too bad. I'm just going to save this as Kodiak Experiment 2. Okay, I'm going to save this blend file to, I've already got unlimited and the first experiment, and I'm going to save that. Alright, now if I close out of here, if I come back to Blender, and here's my Kodiak Experiment 2, if I click on that, everything's there, right? Close that out, go back to Kodiak, take this blend set, let's see, where, oh, I put it in livery 1. Okay. So if I change this livery 1 to say livery 2, okay, go back into Blender, I'm going to open up the experiment 2, and I should have a whole bunch of pink. There we go. I got, that's all pink. The rivets are all pink because it can't find those files, right? So if I go up here to File, go down to Extended Data, and again down to Find Missing Files, go up here and I'll go Livery 2 and go Find Missing Files. Boom, it's found them. Now I could work on this. As long as I don't save blend, if I don't save the blend file here under File and I close out of it, so if I close out now and it says Kodiak Extended Blend 2 folder, save changes before closing, don't save. If you open it up again, go to the external Blend 2, I should have a pink fuselage again because I can't find the files. Right. Pink again. And that's how you set up a base template set. As far as painting, I'll do that in another video if you want. I can do any kind of help I can give you. I probably went too long on this video now, so anyways, I'm going to close out of here. Hopefully that helps. Anyway, done.